So it's 8:30 already. That was quick. I looked at the clock and it was like 7:45, and all of a sudden it's 8:30. So I ran in real quick, log on. See a few people are coming on. That's kind of nice. If anybody in the comments are working, hi Candace, hi Lisa. Glad to see the comments coming in. So if anybody's got, nice to see you guys too. If anybody's got any questions or anything they want to start off with, that would be good. I made some notes, try to remember what I want to say. Hi, Alicia. Oh, got a few people coming on. That's nice. Thanks for joining me real quick. Thumbs up. Yeah, I got to make a note here before I forget something. I got to make a note. Otherwise, my memory, hey, get talking about stuff and I forget what I want to say. I hope everybody had a good week. This is the third Friday in a row already. We'll see how it goes. I'm just playing it by ear every Friday, every week. Just go on and see if anybody wants to chat for a few minutes or what comes through. And if there's any questions, obviously, I gotta scroll up here. Ask. Hi, Amy and Doris. So if anybody's got any questions or anything, that would be good. Not a problem. If anybody's, I did a couple of readings this week, phone readings. Turned out really well. It's kind of nice. You know, people could stay home. So can I. I'm here. You're there. It makes it. It actually works out really good that way. Always keeping you in mind, Lisa. If I have any messages for you, I'm always. I have everybody in mind, and when I look over at the comments, they kind of jump out a little bit. They lighten up or become brighter, and I know there's something there. So I keep an eye on it, and if anything comes up, I say something right away. That's for sure. Yeah. So back to the readings. Yeah, the phone readings went really well. Like I say, if you're at a distance, I know some people, they don't like driving at night because when I have the readings, they're always in the evenings. If they don't like driving at night, want to do a phone reading or on Messenger, video, or Skype, and that sort of thing. It works out really well. It really does. Yeah. So if anybody's interested, that we could do something like that. Message you about a new job, Brittany. That's a good thing, yeah, that you got a new job. Do you get any, Kelly, do you get any spirits connecting before the show again? Absolutely, yes. And I'm just waiting. We got, it says 20 people. Happy Friday for sure. Yeah, that's what I was writing down, actually. I wanted to make sure I remembered this stuff. So we'll see who it's for. I'll mention it right now before I say this other stuff. Sorry. I'm certainly understanding I've got a father figure, a father, grandfather figure ahead of time. And he wants to talk about, or at least let us know his interest in shrubs and plants. I think there's a name for it. Is it topiary? Is that what it's called? Where you do all that fancy stuff with shrubbery? And you've kind of got a knack for that. That word specifically came up. As well as, I'm interested to see if he did any grafting. You know, they do that with grapes, and they do that with, you know, the vines and different plants, right? How they cut them and graft. I'm not an expert at it, so I don't know, but that's what I'm understanding. So we'll see if somebody can connect. If somebody can connect to that to start with, that would be interesting. Again, father, grandfather. And that's what he wants to talk about. So that's kind of a, I'll pick a little bit of something up, and just to get things started, just a little clue to get us going. If anybody can understand that, again, father, grandfather, He really took care of it. You know how they would cut the plants, limbs and vines and whatnot. They put them together a certain angle and then tape them up and all of that sort of thing. So I'm seeing that, all of that stuff going on. And he's really taken an interest in that. And, you know, taking a cutting of something special and then making more and more and more. Yeah. So we'll see if anybody can connect with that. I noticed my readings, I guess I got readings at White Feather coming up February 9th. That's full already. So there's another one in March 30th, and again in April. So you can always call White Feather and book something if you'd like. So yeah, that's neat stuff. I'm thinking about doing a workshop if anybody's interested in that. Happy Friday. Just wondering if anybody can connect with the information I gave. I got about 20, no, it's only about 24 people. So we'll give it a couple more minutes and see if somebody comes on. I'm looking to do a workshop, and it's just a psychic intuitive workshop. It's just a real basics, just getting to know a little bit about meditation, understanding a little bit about all those clairs, clairsentience and clairvoyance, and just understanding on, you know, how that works, you know, what's expected or what you can expect if you're feeling clairvoyance, clairsentience, those type of things, and how you can improve on that. You know, all my little workshops, I'd say everybody is psychic, absolutely. Everybody is intuitive to some degree, and that the potential is there. It's how you use it, how you expand on it, and you know, where you take it. And it's a great thing. It's amazing what you can do with a group of people in a day. The things you can pick up. It really is amazing. Yeah, a few more people coming on. Hi, Rosemary. Yeah, I'm going to go back real quick for a second there. There's a few more people on. Again, just prior to coming on, I was sensing a gentleman, father, grandfather, very interested in doing cuttings. Grapevine cuttings, plant cuttings. He was very, very interested in that sort of thing. Yeah, do I find I have to concentrate differently between being in person versus telephone or Facebook Live? Yeah, absolutely. Because of the delay. This is a little bit different because of this delay and not actually speaking to someone. It is nice to speak to someone. It is nice to see someone, but the information still comes through. It's proof of intelligence, right, of the spirit world and how that intelligence can work and come through. But yeah, the information, it is much better when you can blend with the information live and ongoing. Sometimes the information comes through quickly. So this does take a little bit, this is a little different for me to do it this way. Yeah, absolutely. So trying to talk about other things and still maintain 1 foot, if you will, on the other side, or keeping that awareness. And that's the interesting part, is trying to be both in the logical sense to speak to you, but also be in the awareness of the spirit world and what I'm sensing that way too. So yeah, it is difficult. It's hey, that's why I'm doing it, right? You know, to let you know how it works, to see how it works, to try it out. You know, if you don't try it, you know, I guess if somebody said that too, if who was that? Rosemary, I think, once said, if you don't take any chances, then for sure nothing's going to come of it, right? So Doris says your husband's grandmother and grandfather both cut a climbing rose bush and transplanted it. It grew beautifully, and they were both very proud of it. Would you say that Doris, would you say that your grandfather was, you know, really took an interest in that, had, you know, very interested in, again, the cuttings? So that's what I was talking about. Trimming, just even trimming trees, even that basics, but really take an interest in it and would understand where, you know, where you're supposed to prune things. He was just had that interest in growing the bushes and the trees and that sort of thing. Hi, Nanette. Hey, Chris. So Doris, can you verify any of that at all then, Doris? Yes, you can. Okay. What else did I write down? That was the most important thing that I was picking up at first. Would you say, Doris, he took it to another step, another level? You know, what other people do. They would have the planting boxes by the in the backyard, by the garden, or in a backyard by a shed, and there was a he's showing me a planter box where they would have the cuttings and that sort of thing. Maybe even a small, it almost looks as though there's a small small greenhouse, you know, just a little thing there, just to help with some of the plantings. You know, that was such a joy in their life, you know, to do that and to be part of nature. And I really feel that you've still got, I know I'm just looking at the comments here, you mentioned about a climbing rose bush. And it's still there, correct? It's still growing and it's still flourishing. More so your grandmother? Okay. One of these days I got to figure out how to do that, share a screen or something and have somebody live. That would keep things going a little quicker, wouldn't it? Oh, let me see here. Okay, I'm just going to look at the comments. Yeah. Oh, Deanne, oh my goodness. So you can take everything, including the little greenhouse, can you? Okay, and that's your dad. All right, and that's how I was feeling. It was, so I've got, it's amazing. Here's a lesson, right? Only 29 people. It's not a huge crowd. And I'm trying to be specific in my information. I've got 2 people that could claim it, really. Okay. Okay, he had a little greenhouse to tinker around with as well. Okay. Okay, do you, Deanne or Doris, either one, do you still have some of your tools? I'm sorry, some of his tools? They would have been the really old-fashioned compared to what we've got today. The wood handle screwdrivers, the little spade for gardening, everything, you know, wood handled, more handmade type of tools. Yep. Those type of tools and that just a lot of that. And do you still have some of that stuff? Even the clippers, they were, you know, I'm seeing them with the big spring on them. They're just the old style clippers and that sort of thing. I'll see if somebody, you do have some of his tools, not too many. Okay. Yeah, I know, Chris. Get it down to 1. Get specific. Yeah. And Doris's daughter, you've got his toolbox. Okay. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these comments real quick. Okay. So let me be a little more specific here. Would the grandmother, would she have, oh boy, I want to make sure I get something clear. Because Grandma's talking about her hair. It looks like, I think they called it a beehive. That's what she's talking about. Or that's what I'm seeing. That's how I'm seeing her anyway. It's with that. Okay. There was also, who had, between a couple of you here, the bat houses, you know, for bats. They're the long shaped box that people make. My dad made some, and they usually paint them black, and they have a little opening in the bottom, and they're for bats. And people like to have bats around here, right? Because they eat so many bugs. Because he's showing me he's building these, not only just the little bat houses, but he's showing me building the little bird houses as well. Is that a little more specific, hopefully? Let's see what we've got coming through. So bat houses, bird houses. Yeah. And right, Doris, right beside the shed. Is that the bat house that I'm saying right beside the shed? Let me know if you would, please. Doris says it's Grandpa for sure. Hi, Kim. And Yvette says he made both. Okay. Okay. So Yvette and Doris, the two of you can be your sisters, right? From looking at the comments before. So your sisters, so you can both take, really, you can take everything that I've said. Is that correct? Dad always made a bad house and birdhouses too. Yvette's your sister. Yeah. Okay. So clearly the energy is crazy strong, right? I mean, getting your dad like that. I mean, that's same thing from last week, right? I don't know why, you know, but clearly that energy is coming through very, very clearly. Well, you're lucky. He's got a lot to say. You know, I would have to ask you this question. Is this how he was? Was he that showy? Was he that proud of everything? He must have been a very proud man. I'm going to ask you that because he's coming through. Deanne's your sister, yeah, because he's coming through so strong again. Chris wants me to look in the camera more, but if I looked in the camera, I wouldn't have seen your comment, right, Chris? Okay, you know, your dad's coming through again. He's showing me now the outside, as we talked about the backyard and everything going on around the backyard. You know, was there, either Doris or Yvette, was there, you know, he's talking about some letters that he left, some notes that he left. Not lengthy letters, but there would have been notes. There would have been, because I want to reach in my pocket. That's where I want to go. I want to go to an inside pocket or reach into a pocket and pick out a piece of paper. I feel that he did write some things down. Maybe you can confirm that. I feel that this was after his passing as well, right? This is why he's bringing it up, because this was after. It would have been some notes that were found. Have a look and or cast your mind back and see if you can recall that. It wouldn't have been very long after his passing. Actually, when you were at the funeral, when family was gathering, I'm gonna let's just say when the family gathered, because that's what I'm seeing is the group, and some of that was brought up and talked about. No notes, eh? Okay. I'm seeing pieces of paper and everybody talking about it as a group, either at the wake or at the funeral when the family was together. We'll see. Yvette says no notes, but does that ring a bell for you, Doris, at all? Because he was the type of person, he wanted to give advice. I really feel he really wanted to say something and pass things down and really give advice to people. That was important to him. It was really important to pass information down. Okay. And that's the message that I'm feeling with that, both Yvette and Doris. Okay. Is passing down information. I really feel that's the message that he's bringing through. He wants you to know that it is important to pass down not only family history, which is important because it can be lost so quickly in 1 or 2 generations. That can be lost, you know, really quick. He wants to make sure that you know, again, the family history is passed down, the ancestry, some of the old pictures, and some of those old memories are always passed down from one person to the next, especially the stories. You know, a lot about the stories. Yeah. Was there also some paperwork? I'm going to go back to that. I have to go back to the paperwork. When I get something, I know it's good. It's hopefully I'm interpreting it correctly. That's a bit of a trick too sometimes. Is if I'm hearing it right, seeing it right, and interpreting it correctly. So I'm going to go back to those notes. They're small pieces of paper. I'm like a dog on a bone sometimes. I don't want to get rid of that. I'm looking for comments, but if it's still nothing, then hopefully the comments didn't quit popping up. But again, we're going back to that paperwork. Even if some of the things were found, like birth certificates and that sort of registration papers, he's bringing up those type of papers. Maybe you can shoot me off a quick comment, Yvette or Doris, about those papers, just even a yes or no. So I'm scared that my comments quit working. And unfortunately, the way we're doing things tonight, we've got to have comments, don't we? Okay. Okay, Lisa, I see. Yeah, I'm starting to see a few. He did teach me in the family a lot. He couldn't read, played music, maybe songs. Okay. Okay, maybe you know what, I may have moved on, and that happens too. I've got to be aware of that. Yeah, they're working. Thank you guys for sending those. I may have moved on. I'm still picking up a male energy, father, grandfather, certainly a male energy. And he wants to reach into his pocket and pick out these papers. This may be for somebody else. So, you know, think about what I'm saying. Again, it was during a funeral. Sorry about that. It's either during a funeral or a gathering, and these papers came up and were discussed. It's important for him to bring this through. Okay, maybe somebody can pick up on that. It was interesting for the family to see this as well and to hear about it. Information, again, birth certificates, registration papers, and they're found in the inside pocket of a jacket or a coat, an old coat. We'll see what somebody can pick up on that. Again, a lot of talk. Okay. So I see, Diana, you found out some information, and that's how I'm feeling it, that it's coming out. Okay, this. So I'm feeling it was interesting information. It was something that was because it was in a coat. I have to look at my interpretation. I don't want to make something of something, right? We want to make sure it's correct. Okay, but you did find some information, a huge secret that you discovered through genealogy research. Okay, he's bringing that up. And this was your dad, is that correct? Yeah, his grave. Okay, so that's the information that's coming forward with that. So everybody knows about it, right? I'm not going to say everybody knows about it. You know about it, but maybe not everybody knows about it this time. Okay, this is just in the last few weeks. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Okay. You know, I feel also, you know, he's happy the fact that this information's come out. I think you're going to find more. I'll be honest with you. There's more to come. There's a little bit more to come. Okay. So if you keep looking, I think you're going to have to find the right person to find this information out. I don't think it's something you're going to find, or I'm not feeling it's something you're going to find online. You're going to have to, dig a little bit deeper. Long lost granddaughter. Okay. And everybody met her. Okay, this is what he's talking about then. Is that information that has come out? Okay, so it's a good thing, right? I do feel that his issues were the fact that he passed with those secrets. Okay, and he's acknowledging the fact that the secrets have come out. little bit of that information has come out. So that's, and again, there's a little bit more there, and to go ahead and share this information with others as well, for sure. It was by doing the ancestry DNA. Okay, that's where that's coming from. Okay, good, Doris. Yeah. Do you have some connections to the U.S. as well, the United States? There's some family in the United States as well. That should, I really feel that he'd like to see a reconnection there. Something, so a little more information going back and forth from the family in the U.S. Yeah. Because I do feel there's a bit of a difference. I want to go to the States as just kind of the direction I'm being told. Okay. And I got to ask you another thing too, real quick. There's a connection also to a gas station. That came out of the blue, didn't it? There's also a connection to a gas station. Okay. Either worked at or operated a gas station. Maybe you can confirm that. We're going back a few years in time a little bit when they did a little bit more at the gas station, right? Oh, so, okay. So Doris just met all her siblings last week in Oklahoma. All right, there's the U.S. connection. Okay, I'm getting it now, I guess. I think we're figuring this out slowly. Slowly but surely by comment. I'm going to bring up the gas station thing as well here a little bit. What I am finding a little different with these kind of live readings and not speaking to somebody or seeing someone, sometimes the information, again, it doesn't flow quite the same as a direct reading or a blending. So it's a little bitty. Do you know what I mean? It's bits of information. So trying to get the flow going and get the blending going all together. Losing Grimsby, okay. What's important was the connection in the States too. I think that was good. The gas station, you got to help me out with that too. Okay, you'll have to ask. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And the reason I'm bringing that up because it was a younger man's job at the time when he was a younger man, and they feel so much better. He feels, even now, he feels like that younger man, lots of energy and vim and vigor and ready to go. He's a happy guy. Right? That's all we can ask for people when they pass away, right? No pain, happiness. They feel good. That's wonderful stuff. Her biological father lives in Florida, so we certainly made the U.S. connection for two. Okay, about you're going to ask. Okay, so ask about the gas station. Now, Kelly, you said too your uncles had gas stations in the States. Kelly, did one of them have a demolition derby car? That's going crazy again. Way out in left field. Demolition derby car or like a dirt track, like that kind of racing. If you're local from the Windsor area, you'd know Checker Flag, something like that, or Buxton out by Chatham and out that way. That type of car. Can you confirm that or not, Kelly? Whether one of them did that sort of thing kind of on the side, having the gas station and banging out the fenders of an old car and doing all of that. Okay. Kelly's thinking. You're thinking about it. And not that you're aware of. Was there I feel, Kelly, that somebody's passed. Okay, so you're not aware of the car thing. Okay. If nobody else can take it, I'm going to ask you if you. like I said before, it must be it's either my interpretation or just can't place it just yet, because I really do trust the information I get. Kelly, I'm also drawn to someone who's passed very tragically, suddenly and tragically in your family. Okay, here we go, trying to get the right message to the right person. That's sometimes a chore, isn't it? So let's make sure we get the right message going here. Kim, your uncle owned a gas station. He also sponsored a demolition derby car at Checker Flag. Okay, he was very close to you. Okay. Yeah, isn't it crazy how so many people can actually connect with something when I think it's something specific, and there's several people. Okay. Okay. So I need to narrow this down. Okay, is somebody, okay, there's, so Kim, your uncle owned a gas station and sponsored a demo car. Has somebody still got the car? Is the car still kicking around? Maybe not necessarily. Well, we know Checker Flag is closed up years ago, but does somebody still have the car? Or I'll tell you what, does someone have the door or something hanging in their basement rec room with a number on it? Something along that line. Maybe it's in the garage or it's a piece of the car. Does someone still have a piece of that car? That's what I want to ask. Yeah, I think I think I'm with Kim, because we're getting the gas station thing, the demolition derby car, that sort of thing. So she's been able to connect with a couple of things for sure. So I'm going to stick with her for right now. I'm sorry about the other people's losses. There's a couple others here that have lost kids. Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna scroll up a little bit again. No, they don't. I don't feel the messages from you though. That's okay. Yeah, that's good. That's how we get things figured out. Sarah Beth, your brother-in-law's father passed suddenly. He did drag racing. I knew it was a racing connection for sure. And my brother-in-law has the car door in his shop. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Sarah, I mean, what else? Was there anything else? Sarah, can you connect to a gas station at all? That would be my next question. But I definitely saw the car door in the shop. Okay. It's like still having a piece of him, isn't it? I mean, you've given me some information here about him passing suddenly. However, having that car door in there is really just like still having a piece of him there, because the car was his, right? And that's what he's happy about. That's why that's coming through like that, is for us to connect with that information and to say, yeah, that's, how did I know? Of course, I have no clue. I wouldn't know that at all. So if it's coming through from Spirit, it's his way of saying thank you for remembering me. It's he's saying, okay, don't know too much about the family of the gas station. That's fine. I got to hang on to this door. I think it's really important. It was very clear to me. I saw it very clearly, and I knew it was hanging up. So with that, what he's saying is that it's not all about memorials. It's not all about going to cemeteries. It's not all about having these other things. It can be something as simple as that, something that he had that's hung up and brings him to mind. When other people come in there, they think of him that way. So that's, Sarah, that's what it is. It's giving thanks that there's something there. And it's it's kind of a good old boys too thing, isn't it? The racing car thing, and the guys getting together and having a good time. I really feel that was really a big part of his life, and he enjoyed it so much. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with that for now, Sarah. Okay, you don't know too much about the family, so maybe you'll find out some more information. No funeral passed in a snowmobile accident. Okay. Well, that kind of confirms that, doesn't it? That he's saying, that's what he's saying, that you don't have to be at again, had a celebration of life for him, but no funeral. So that's okay. He's saying it's okay. That's fine. He's good with it. People are remembering him for the good things that he did and the fun that they had with him. Yeah, absolutely. Does being considered an empath make it easier to possibly be more open to your spiritual side? Make it easier to be possible? I'm not going to, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's all through meditation and through experiencing all things, being sensitive, an empath, or being sensitive to other people's energies. Whether it's clairsentience, that's just one way of understanding information and people's energies around you. Again, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, all of those, and really they all boil down to one thing, and that's just feeling. It really is. It's so I don't want to say it makes it easier. I don't want to categorize seeing, hearing, feeling. I don't want to put those in categories specifically. It's fine experimenting with those or learning those in the beginning, but at the end, it's all clairsentience. It's all how you're feeling. So if you're considered an empath, I'm going to say that, everything takes practice. It really just takes practice and exploration. Explore what these other potentials that a person has. Yeah, I hope that answers that question. You say you're an empath. Being an empath isn't always a great thing either, right? Because you're too sensitive to sometimes the energy around you in crowds or where you're going. And that can be a detriment, right? You don't need, we're here in the physical world. This is where we need to live in the physical world, and this is where we need to be. So we don't walk around aware of spirits all the time. Somebody once told me it's a leaky medium, right? And one of my tutors said that you're a leaky medium if you're picking information up all the time when you go to a restaurant or you go somewhere. There has to be a point where you're saying you're in the power and you're getting the information, and you're not, and you're living in the physical world. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. Then there's always the thoughts too of are you interfering with someone else's energy? Is it, that's something too. We got to leave other people alone too, right? We're not there to run around giving people messages at the grocery store. Okay, did anybody else have anything? Okay, Tracy, hard to explain, yeah. Well, Tracy, through meditation, through workshops, through talking to other people, and experiences is how you're going to try to understand things a little bit better. You've got to ask around. People can help you. If there's nobody out there to help, and this is that's a little bit why I'm doing this as well. If there's anybody that's got questions, there's nobody around. I had a group to go to, and I did have a good teacher, and I did get a lot of my questions answered. I see that there's a lot of people that have questions, and there's really not too many places to go. I think it's better now than it used to be. Kim, I do believe in messages, but again, we have to be sensible about it too, right? if it brings a loved one to mind, and it really reminds you of that person, and I believe that, yeah, that could be a message, and it brings them to mind. That's the whole idea, right? But again, we have to be a little bit sensible that and look at things. Not every butterfly is a sign. Not every time you smell that, or every time that person finds a penny. It's we have to look at and keep things logical. Keep some of that stuff. Some people get a little bit carried away in all the signs, and it's great to get signs. It's great to sense the people that have passed and feel their love. It's a wonderful thing. Hi, everybody. Ingrid, were you and your sister very close in age, is what I want to ask. Were you and her, like very, very close in age? Lauren, how do you connect with your spirit guides? Through meditation. Absolutely, through meditation. And it's, when you do the meditation, that's what you're sitting to do. People always say about intent, talk about intent. I believe that intent, but intent without action is nothing, right? What is it then other than a thought? So you can have that intent, but the action has to be the meditation, center, focus, and open yourself up to that. Well, just open up to yourself with your spirit guides. Feel the energy around you, and it's. I'm working with a development group, and as a matter of fact, just today, and I told them that you have to find that peace within, that stillness and peace within, and it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but every day gets you closer to that. So it's practice, practice, practice. Yeah, Ingrid. Oh, you're 11 years apart. Then I'm sorry, Ingrid, I'm not with you then, because I'm feeling somebody that's very, very, very close in age as well. That's passed. Okay. Mentioned sold out February. I did earlier. And booking in March. Yeah, booking in March. And I don't know how many they've got already. I think half the day's done already for March, for the March when? March 30th. It's a little ways away. Lowe's, you're asking the same thing about connecting with your spirit guides. Yeah. I really feel that, meditation is really key to all this work, daily meditation. And sitting in that silence, that quietness, and knowing yourself. That's what I strongly suggest in any of the groups or any of the meditation groups that I'm in, is really learning about yourself. And once you know yourself, or your that calmness and peace with yourself, then you can start to know the other energy around you. Kim, good. Yeah, I will see you there at. I'm going to look for that. Where did I write that down? There is a demonstration coming up. Check my website. It's just my name.ca, davidschultz.ca. Check it out, because I've got a few dates in there too if you're interested for a demonstration coming up as well. So Ingrid, you were saying that you're the oldest. She was the youngest. Okay. Yeah, Amy says practices for sure. Yeah, practice. It really is important, even though when you hit that plateau, it feels like you're hitting a brick wall. Keep going, persevere, go through it. Keep going. So Ingrid, you mentioned you're having a celebration for life tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Brenda, I've got a woman certainly wants to say hello. Let's put it that way. Is your mom passed, Brenda? Okay. We'll wait and see if Brenda comes through here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Just a real strong energy. When I looked over and saw your name, it jumped out. Your comment jumped out. Certainly wants to say hello in a really big way. She wasn't afraid. 6 years she's been gone. She was not afraid to show her emotions, was she? I feel because that's how I'm feeling her energy. It's like, wow, she's out there and she wants to hug everybody and say hello to everybody. And she's really got an outstanding energy to her. Hi, Lori. And Brenda, I'm waiting to see if you're going to reply to that. Yeah, just that, again, that big energy. And she's saying it's okay. There were some things that you sold or passed on. Yes, she was a very loving woman to everyone. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling it. Absolutely. She would have hugged everybody. There's some things that after she passed, you know how we clear things out sometimes, right? And we wonder, if, even though they were close to the person when they were here, what do we do with that stuff now? And she's saying whatever was given away, whatever was let go, whatever was donated, she's quite happy about it. There was nothing there that was that important. Photographs were important. She says the photographs, because that is very personal. But as far as any kind of odds and ends around the house or anything like that, she had no issues with that. And she wants to bring that through so much that the physical items they don't mean anything. Not now, she said. Photographs, that's a little bit different. I feel that she really enjoyed it. She would have had them very neatly done in the books or sorted out, and she had everything very neatly. She was quite happy with her photographs. I'm waiting to hear from Brenda here real quick. Yeah. She danced a lot too. She liked to dance. Throw a record on the record player at home. I just feel like it's that energy of hers coming through. It's just so energetic. Yes, she would have. In case she'd like to take pictures of everyone and her grandchildren. Yeah, it was all so important to her. Yeah. Were there a lot of things? Well, this is kind of a general statement, isn't it, to say I'm my own worst skeptic sometimes about all the things that were given away. And again, she's really, really, really fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, that's cool, Tracy. If you're picking up on the energy too, that's really neat. That's how it should be. Yeah. There's we're talking about the pictures, Brenda. There's also there's a couple of photographs too that she's. Yeah, you're welcome. There's a couple of photographs that are very, very important. Is there, Brenda? Can I ask? Is there a family member that was in uniform? I have to ask you that. I feel it's connected to the photographs as well. So there's a photograph of a man in a uniform. If there's any of that connection back in your with your mom. Yeah, a couple people asked about connecting with their spirit guides. Yeah, right. Like I said, meditation is really the key to all of this stuff. Not just the spirituality, not just the guides and readings and that sort of thing, but even your own peace and quiet in your own mind. I mean, it's important. So Brenda, you're saying your grandfather was, okay. And that's the important photograph then. Is with your grandfather in a unit. I know he's in a uniform. There's a man in a uniform. those are some important photographs. It's just because they can't be, they can be duplicated. You know what I'm saying? We can't take the photograph again, right? It's done and you have it, or whoever has it, and just want to make sure that place the importance on that, because I feel there's not very many photographs that are out there. You're saying it's your grandfather, so I don't feel there's too many. That's why it's so important to have that. Yeah. So if you've got it, hang on to it. Hey. Okay. Okay. A minute ago I was talking about the meditation. So yeah, so if you're meditating, keep it up. You don't know what it's going to lead to. You know, you just keep expanding and expanding, and it's nothing but beneficial. It's going to help. It's going to help. You know, with you will treasure them forever. That's good. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, meditation is going to help in so many different ways. And again, if you're meditating for development, then that's how you should be sitting in the power, meditating for the development. To sit and not meditate on really on anything, that's one of the things you need to have, and that's something to focus on. It's you know, even focusing on the emptiness is still focusing on something, right? So, but we want to make it productive. That's important. So your meditations are productive, and they give you that peace. It's hard to keep up with, for sure, but it's the key. Yeah, it is hard to keep up. It's very difficult. That's why I tell people, especially when they're starting out, as long as you find some moments of silence or moments of peace. You know, sometimes it can be out. I used to cut the grass on the lawnmower, and that was, you know, that could be a time of meditation. Just because your focus has changed, your awareness has changed. You know, all of that stuff going on through the day, if you can put that aside, it does make you feel better. Do you feel my dad around at all? Not tonight, Brenda. Truth is the truth, right? You know, it was your mom that was around with all her love, and she wanted to make sure we talked about that, your grandpa's photograph, right? Just want to make sure you got that for sure. For sure. Is there somebody out here? Hi, Bella. Thanks for stopping in. Somebody that's connected to the railroad, worked on the railroad, and this isn't really a long time ago. This is a gentleman that worked on the railroad, or was certainly connected to the rail business and the railroad. Around here, right, in Canada, we've got trains. If I was in the UK, they got trains, right? A lot. So that would be a really general statement over there, wouldn't it? Over here, maybe not so much. So, and Doris is saying your grandfather with the rose bush. Right? Is he not done with us again? I'm getting the connection to the railroad. Hi, Donna. So we've got Doris again. He worked in Detroit for the railroad. Oh boy. He wouldn't have been just a laborer. I feel that he was at a higher level, a supervisory level at the very least. And he was in uniform too, grade A, rolling their own cigarettes. Okay, he's showing me he's rolling his own cigarettes too. Okay, so let's see if that helps with some of this information I'm asking for. I'm feeling and I'm sensing for more information. I want to say asking. Doris says yes, so he rolled his own cigarettes as well. Okay. And he was a supervisor. Okay, supervisor on the railroad, rolled his own cigarettes. Well, Doris, we're gonna have to sit down face to face and have like and you've got his pipe. We're gonna have to sit down and have a reading face to face and get all of these cobwebs done and cleaned up. You've got a lot of energy on the other side for your family, don't you? Okay, he had and a pipe as well. But he did that. He showed me rolling the cigarettes, and that's cool. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay. He when he was at work, Doris, did he tell you? I guess I have to ask you if he told you any stories when he was at work, because I feel that there was quite a serious. Okay. There's quite a serious accident that took place that he either witnessed or he was there to help out with. I don't know if a man was actually killed on the job site or not, but it was quite a serious accident. I'm going to ask you about that because he's talking about 2017, but this was at work. This was a work-related thing here that had happened. Okay. And it really changed. Almost lost his arm. It really changed. This is the accident. Okay. It really changed his thought. I always, when I'm getting information like this, I'm always aware or trying to be aware of the message that's there. Lots and lots of evidence is wonderful. It's great to hear, and it's wonderful. And they're saying, "Oh wow, it's spirit coming through. It's great stuff," you know. But there has to be the message. There's always a message there, you know, and because that's not, you know, having the evidence is, as I said, it's fine. The message here is that it changed his thinking. His accident was over there. Yeah. Some things like this, these traumatic events, and to them, it was quite a traumatic event, and it changes people's thought process and their thinking a little bit. And what ifs, a lot of those what ifs, and that's what he's saying. He's saying, what if I would have died? Where would my family be? What would, you know, the people that rely on me in my work? Those what ifs came into play, and I don't know if you can verify this or not, but he was thinking differently of his own mortality after that. And you know, he can clearly say now that he was right to think that way, that it's important to think more living in the moment and being available for his family and being around, and not always, you know, hard-nosed at work and being away. So that changed his outlook, I think, on, as I said, his own mortality. And that's the message that he wants to bring through. That it's too bad. Sometimes it does take traumatic events that changes our thinking, and you know, how we treat other people. So and how we react to other people too. So that's the message he wants to bring through, Doris. Yeah. It's kind of neat though, really. You know, when I'm doing it this way, it is kind of neat getting the evidence. It's cool to understand that information comes through. But as I said, it's important to have a message from that too. Okay. So I see a few people put on here that they're going to be seeing me, I think, either at the demonstration or the workshop. I want to do that workshop in Kingsville for the people that are local around here. You know where Kingsville is. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give somebody like call the Sandys a call. They've got those rooms in there, and I'll take a look at that. Probably March either 23rd or 24th is what I'm shooting for right now. It'll be a full day workshop. Psychic intuitive. I talked about a little bit about it earlier, and it's really practicing with someone. I mean, how many of us can say, yeah, we want to learn intuition and just expand on it, explore a little bit of that. Who do we go and practice with? It's either people we know, so you've got some information, or family members. I mean, you can't really do that. You've got information. So when I get people together and we put strangers together, it's very interesting when the information comes out. I don't know Doris and all the people. I don't really know you, right? So, you know, getting that information, again, it's interesting. It just goes to show you that it's out there, that intelligence is out there. Okay, Doris, if you see her comment, yeah, okay, Doris, there's quite a quite a bit of information that applies to that, isn't there? And how we look at things moving forward. Yeah, it is interesting for sure. Cool. I still like the racing car door too. Who was that for? That was interesting. And those kind of things, I guess it's just an example of what can come through, then the detail that can come through. It is really great. Okay. It's been an hour already. An hour goes by pretty quick sometimes. Yeah. I think Linda popped in here. Are you still here, Linda Dumichel? She does readings at White Feather as well. And I bring that up because sometimes mediums or psychics, people that do this stuff, are think they're in a competition, and we're not. That's important to know. We're not. At least I'm not, that's for sure. And I know Linda's not either. And I have a few other medium friends that we work together. And that's important too, because there's some people out there that think it's a competition, who's better. It's not about that, not about that at all. So it's important because if you come to see me, and if I can't give you a good reading, then maybe I'm not the medium for you. Maybe it's somebody else. I can suggest someone else, and vice versa, right? You know, because we're not, you know, it's not everybody is for everybody else, right? You know, sometimes it's easier. And I've had people come to me, and they come to me because I'm a man, right? And they say, you know, the male, they were drawn more to a male for the mediumship. That's fine. And some don't like it. So it goes either way. So it's important to know that we do all work together. And if anybody wanted any suggestions to go to somewhere else, then I'd be happy to give suggestions to people that I think are doing a good job out there. And I know they have done, and they do the same for me. So that's really good. Yvette, see you, Yvette. I'll talk to you again someday, I'm sure. And if anybody had any other questions, I'd be happy to answer for sure. Oh, good. So Doris, you know Linda. Ingrid, if you're still on here, Ingrid, I can't shake off this person that I've got in the spirit world for you, Ingrid, if you're still here. In case if you're not here, that's fine. Maybe you'll hear this later in the repeat. During the gathering that you spoke about earlier, in the celebration of life, what she wants to talk about is the words that are going to be said and the songs that are going to be played, because they know that. I really feel that the spirit world is aware of what's going on all the time, right? And what's happening. There's just still there. There's just a real gratitude of people coming together. Okay, for her. Okay. And I'm again, Ingrid, I'm feeling that energy around. So that energy will certainly be there for the celebration that you're going to be having or will be attending. It's just the energy is very, very alive. It really is. And you're going to feel that there. You are definitely going to feel her energy there. I know I'm not bringing you through any specific evidence. This is energetically how I'm feeling this. So, you know, so be aware of that when you are there. It's a good time to, you know, stand or sit wherever you're at in the silence and just feel what's going on in the room and be a part of that energy. That's an important thing too, is to be a part of the energy and to really sense and feel it all around you. That's important. Hi, Lori. Now, Lori, I might, because of your last name, I might have a little information that I'm not too sure if it applies, because we are in a kind of a small town, right? How is with the old Mustang? Is that your father-in-law that had the old Mustang? Because I'm seeing that old Mustang. I'll have to see if you're welcome, Ingrid. Yeah, Lori. So I'm really seeing that old Mustang, whatever it was, 64, 65, something like that. Bella, do you have a little dog? You gotta ask. That's one thing I've learned, that it doesn't matter what I get, I gotta say it. I have to. In one demonstration, I get bozo. Where does that come from? Right out of the blue. I don't know where it comes from. Sometimes names just come through. You have to say it, because if you're right, hopefully right, if you're right, it means so much to somebody. And if you don't say it and you don't give them that opportunity to enjoy that, that's not a good thing, is it? Not only is it a disservice to the sitter, the person here, it's also a disservice to the spirit world. And I'm very aware of what I say and what I do and how I do things, because I feel that I'm in service for the spirit world. That's where the information's coming from. And I'm passing it on. So I've got to be responsible for what I'm saying and what I'm doing. And so sometimes if I stutter a little bit, it's because I'm getting the right words. I want to make sure it has the right impact, the correct impact. Okay. Yes, Bella, I asked you if you had a little dog. So, Lori, yeah, that's your father-in-law. See, that's the thing with coming from a small town, right? However, that's okay. We can, put that aside, because as soon as I looked at your comment, it did jump out, and I did see the car. Okay, so I do know that he's still driving the car around, and he's still enjoying that. I don't know who has the car right now, but as far as he's concerned, it's still his. Okay, he's claiming it to be still his. So take care of it. Take care of it. Keep it clean. Okay. Yeah, Lori, that's what I have to pass on to you. Is that just was the first thing that I saw that he showed me, was that. And and for the most part, it's saying I'm here, I'm around. I'm around. Don't scratch the car. It's funny that how he wants to bring that up about his love for that car, and I know he did like it. Bella, yeah, about the little dog. I was asking if you had a little dog. When you asked if there was anything for you, and as soon as I read your comment, I heard to ask you about a little dog. So you must have a relationship with this, a telepathic relationship with this dog. I just feel that there's a connection to you and a dog. Hi, Julie. And so we'll see if you can connect with that. People do that, right? There are psychics that say they communicate with animals. Well, who am I to say, right? I know they come through in readings. I'll see people's animals. So you say you did. Okay, so this is the spirit of your little dog coming through. You are connecting with him. Okay. Who gives you more love than your animals, right? They're never mad at you. He's passed, yeah. So you're still connected, though, aren't you? Even if they are passed. Yeah, he's. I say he. Is it a he? Yeah, he's passed. Yeah, he's certainly around you all the time. Yeah. Oh, he's in your backyard. Okay, so he's around you in a couple different ways. Okay. Well, I'm thinking back over the last hour, and I don't know if I left anything out there. I think all the information. I have a little dog, and I'm an animal communicator, Ingrid. Yeah. Very neat. I think all the information that came through just about was received, wasn't it? I hope I did all right. I think we got a couple of messages out anyway. And again, this is a little difficult because I'm waiting. There's a time lapse. I'm waiting for the comments to come through. But once they come through, and It's quite interesting. Yeah, you're welcome, Doris. So I don't know if anybody has any more questions or anything. It's been just over an hour. I'd be happy to answer anything. If you're interested in the workshops, they're pretty neat. I mean, you get to practice some stuff with some other people. I've been very, very fortunate to have some world-class tutors help me with things and show me things. And it's whenever I have these and I talk about things, it's based on my experience, not just about what I've read or someone has taught me. I have to be real honest and say it's about my experience with things. I'm not going to just reiterate something from a book or what somebody else told me. I have to live it and experience it, and that's how I'll share it, because then you know it, right? And that's important. So during the workshops, these are things that I've done, and I know how they work, and we try to do things together, exercises and explanations. And they're a lot of, like I said, they're a lot of fun. They give everybody a chance to open up a little bit, be who you want to be. Kelly wants me to do it every Friday night. Well, we'll see how it goes, eh? I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun talking to people. It's fun seeing this kind of thing. It's good practice for me, isn't it? Heck yeah, it's great. Wendy says your daughter sees her father. He hangs out with her. That's great. That is great. That's how it should be, shouldn't it, Wendy? Then nobody needs mediums. Everybody can connect on their own in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Okay, I'm just taking a look. Whitney says my workshops are amazing. Well, isn't that great? Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the workshop. I really do. If I can just plant that seed in there and get some people thinking, in the right direction. I want to keep the mysticism out of this work. It doesn't have to be full of all kinds of strange mystical things, because it's not. It can be really understood, and there's a process, and we don't have to dance in circles and blow bubbles in the air and do all kinds of crazy things to bring spirit around. Not at all. It's just up to us. Okay. So folks, I think I'm going to bail for the night. Thanks for hanging around. It's been a nice little group tonight. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. I'll try to do it again every Friday. We'll see how it goes. And if I'm not going to do it, I'll make sure I post. I'll post either way, whether I'm doing it or not. Just to give everybody a heads up in case you're interested in popping on for a little while. Because I don't know for sure what all is in my Friday nights coming up. So, okay, guys, see ya. Have a good weekend. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you next Friday. We'll do a little bit again. So anyway, take care. Bye, everybody.